In the dusty frontier town of Willow Creek, Montana, where the wind whispered secrets through the tall grasses and the sunsets painted the sky in hues of fiery orange, Elena Petrova stepped off the stagecoach with a heart heavy as the trunk she carried. She had traveled thousands of miles from her war-torn village in Russia, chasing a dream spun from ink and paper, a promise of marriage to a man named Samuel Hargrove, a widower seeking a companion in the vast American wilderness. But as she scanned the crowd of weathered faces, no one stepped forward to claim her. The other passengers dispersed, leaving her alone under the relentless sun, her lace-trimmed dress wilting like her hopes. Unwanted, she thought, the word echoing in her mind like a cruel refrain. Little did she know, this was merely the prelude to a story that would redefine her worth. Elena's journey had begun in desperation. Back home, famine and unrest had stripped her of family and future. When she saw Samuel's advertisement in a tattered newspaper, seeking kind-hearted woman for marriage and homestead life, it felt like a lifeline. They exchanged letters for months, his words steady and practical, hers filled with tentative dreams of stability and love. She imagined a warm welcome, perhaps flowers or a shy smile. Instead, as the afternoon wore on, a grizzled old man approached, tipping his hat. "You Miss Petrova. Samuel sent me. He's tied up at the ranch. Follow me." His wagon rattled over the rutted road, and Elena clutched her shawl, fighting the sting of rejection. Why hadn't he come himself? Was she already a regret? The Hargrove Ranch sprawled across rolling hills, dotted with cattle and framed by snow-capped mountains in the distance. It was beautiful, yet Elena's arrival felt like an intrusion. Samuel emerged from the barn, a tall man in his 40s with sun-leathered skin and eyes shadowed by grief. His handshake was firm but brief. "Welcome," he muttered, avoiding her gaze. "Rooms upstairs. Supper at 6. No embrace, no words of affection." That evening, as she unpacked her few belongings, a faded photograph of her parents, an embroidered handkerchief, doubt crept in. Had she been a fool to cross an ocean for this? The house was silent, save for the creak of floorboards and the distant lowing of cows. She wondered if Samuel saw her as just another chore, a mail-order solution to his loneliness. But the ranch held a secret, a little girl named Lily, Samuel's 7-year-old daughter from his late wife. Elena first glimpsed her peeking from behind a door, wide blue eyes curious yet wary, her blonde curls tangled like wildflowers. Lily's mother had died 2 years prior in childbirth, leaving a void that Samuel filled with work and silence. The child rarely spoke, her world shrunk to the ranch's boundaries, where she played alone with rag dolls and whispered stories to the horses. That first night at supper, Lily sat across from Elena, staring at her plate of beans and cornbread. "Who's she, Pa?" she asked softly. Samuel cleared his throat. "Your new ma, I suppose." The words hung awkwardly, and Elena forced a smile, her accent thick but warm. "Hello, Lily. I am Elena. I bring greetings from far away." Lily nodded but said nothing more, retreating to her room like a shadow. Days blurred into a routine of chores, milking cows, tending the garden, mending clothes under the vast Montana sky. Elena threw herself into the work, her hands callousing as she learned the rhythms of this new life. Samuel was polite but distant, his conversations limited to the weather or the price of grain. She sensed his walls, built from loss, perhaps fear of another heartbreak. One evening, as she hung laundry on the line, she overheard him talking to his horse. "Don't know if I did. Right, bringin' her here. What if she leaves too?" The words pierced her. Unwanted again. That night, tears soaked her pillow as she questioned her choice. But in the quiet moments, she noticed Lily watching her, from the window while she baked bread, or from the barn as she fed the chickens. There was a hunger in the girl's eyes, not for food, but for something deeper. An unexpected turn came during a fierce thunderstorm that rattled the ranch like a beast unleashed. Lightning cracked the sky, and rain pounded the roof. Elena awoke to cries echoing down the hall, Lily, terrified, calling for her mother. Without thinking, Elena rushed to the child's room, finding her huddled under the blankets, sobbing. "Shish, little one," Elena whispered, gathering Lily into her arms. The girl clung to her, burying her face in Elena's nightgown. As the storm raged, Elena sang a Russian lullaby her own mother had taught her, the melody soft and soothing amid the chaos. Samuel burst in, lantern in hand, his face etched with worry. He paused at the sight, something softening in his eyes. By morning, the storm had passed, but a subtle shift lingered. Lily began trailing Elena like a duckling, helping in the garden or asking questions about Russia. Do you have snow there all year? What's a babushka? Elena answered with stories, her voice weaving tales of onion-domed churches and endless forests, drawing Lily out of her shell. Yet doubt persisted. Samuel's reserve deepened, and Elena learned from a neighbor during a rare town visit that he had been hesitant about remarrying, pressured by the need for help on the ranch. He's a good man, but broken, the woman said. Give him time. Elena wondered if time would heal or if she was merely a placeholder. Then came the profound realization one crisp autumn afternoon. While picking apples in the orchard, Lily slipped from a low branch, scraping her knee badly. Blood welled, and the girl wailed. Elena knelt, tearing a strip from her apron to bind the wound, her hands gentle despite the panic. It hurts, Lily cried. I know, Solnishko, my little son, but it will heal. See, like this. She kissed the bandage, a gesture from her homeland. Lily looked up, tears streaking her cheeks. Mama used to do that. The word, mama, hung in the air, a bridge between past and present. Elena's heart ached. She wasn't trying to replace, only to comfort. As winter approached, tensions built. Samuel grew more withdrawn, burying himself in preparations for the harsh season. One evening, after a long day, he snapped at Elena over a burnt supper, unfairly, she knew, but it stung. If this ain't workin', maybe you should go back, he said gruffly, storming out. Elena sat alone, the weight of rejection crushing her. She packed a small bag that night, resolved to leave at dawn. But as she tiptoed downstairs, she found Lily waiting in the kitchen, clutching a drawing, a crude sketch of a family, a man, a woman, and a girl holding hands under a rainbow. Don't go, Lily whispered, her voice trembling. Elena knelt, confused. How did you know? Lily shrugged. I heard Pa. But, will you be my mommy? Please. The words were a whisper, but they shattered Elena's resolve. In that moment, she realized her worth wasn't in Samuel's approval, but in the quiet bonds she had formed. This child, starved for love, saw